What's up, guys? Big Poppa Leadz here. In this video, I'm going to talk about the most underrated side hustle for 2025. And if you look at the name of this channel, Leadbase, my name, Big Poppa Leadz, it probably has something to do with lead generation. And you'd be right if you thought that. Today, I'm going to talk about how I've made lead generation not only my side hustle, but my full-time thing, my full-time gig, where I sell over $100,000 of leads per month and usually profit in the $50K a month plus range on those leads. So today, we'll talk about revenue, kind of like what you could shoot for revenue-wise with selling leads, what the profit would look like, but even just getting down to how do you make your first $1,000 a month, even $500 a month selling leads? How do you get that first client? How do you think about this from a cost and benefit perspective? What are the risks? I'm going to talk a bit about that. I think this is one of the best ways to start making your first side hustle money and then growing that to a point where you can make some real money. Because the cool thing about lead generation is we like to focus on one niche at a time. So maybe you focus on life insurance, maybe you focus on HVAC, maybe you focus on roofing. Focus on one niche, you become an expert, and you sell to people or buyers in that niche, right? So you don't have to go and learn 1,000 different things. So the cool thing is when you get one client, getting 5 clients isn't that difficult. And that's why I like this better than a retainer model. It's why I like this better than kind of a very broad agency. Lead generation helps you focus in on one thing and make it your thing. So I want to start by breaking down some numbers here. Let's make myself bigger. So we've got a couple different things here. We've got client acquisition on the left, and we've got profit charting on the right. Let's take a quick look first at the client acquisition side of things. So we use email. We have a VA that texts businesses, and we use Facebook ads. I should say Facebook ads here to get our clients. So with cold email, we'll scrape a list off LinkedIn. We'll shoot cold emails over to our target market. Again, let's say we're in life insurance. We would email, several hundred life insurance agents per day. We would also, we're trying something right now where we have a VA message and text people based on scraping their Google My Business listings. You're going to be able to see some new videos on that coming soon to the bootcamp. By the way, guys, interrupt this video. This video is brought to you by the Leadbase Bootcamp. You can join that for just $99. You get multiple weekly calls, a full course, and again, it's $99, not $10,000 like a lot of the stuff out there. And you're going to get a lot of hands-on help from us. I answer every message in that group. We're over 150 members, and we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Bootcamp. So it's been a really fun ride. And if you don't know me and I'm just some weirdo named Big Poppa Leadz, you can join the free Skool just to start out. There's free teaching, free course content there, free templates, and almost 2,000 members in the free Leadbase. So click the link in the description and join that. Shameless plug, guys. We're back. What was I even talking about? I was talking about how our VA was sending text messages, again, to people we scrape off Google My Business. And we also use client acquisition ads from Facebook to get our clients. I'll actually show you a quick look, a little sneak peek at a campaign we're running right now. In February, we've generated like 20 or 30 leads and a bunch of appointments already for client acquisition ads to get clients to sell leads to. So I'll show you a bit of that as well. So what would it look like from a cost perspective? So this is kind of the numbers that we are usually dealing with. When we send 1,000 emails or 1,000 texts, we get maybe about 40 responses or 40 positive responses. That's going to result in 10 leads, 5 appointments booked, and usually a trial order, let's say it's 30 leads at $50 per lead, can result in $1,500 in revenue from that order. I would expect to close about 3 clients from something like this, from 10 leads, from 5 appointments. I have a pretty good close rate. I'm going to be able to generate, revenue from these trials here with $100 a month in cold email, kind of like base spend for some software. We like to use instantly.ai. So again, we're just targeting a niche. We're sending them emails. I have more videos on this. I have training in the Leadbase Skool as well. But that's one way that we get clients. The second way, or I guess this is 2 ways, but the third way is Facebook ads. And Facebook ads have been really crushing it lately. There's a ton of people in the bootcamp having a lot of success with Facebook ads. And I think for 2025, it's going to be my number one. I really should move it up. It's going to be my number one way to get clients. I've used it in the past a lot. I started using cold email a lot more, but now Facebook ads, for whatever reason, just is really crushing. So these are the numbers that we typically see, and I'll show you an example in the actual ad account here in a second. But Facebook ad spend, when we spend $1,000, we expect to see about 50 leads, obviously depending on the niche. And again, I'll literally show you, I have life insurance, mortgage, and roofing running right now. This is for a new brand that we're putting together that you're actually going to be able to follow along with in the bootcamp. You're going to be able to see our profit and loss. You're going to be able to see every single thing we did to create this brand. You're going to be able to see our wins and our fails and every single thing. So this will be supported by real numbers in a sec here. This is what we aim for. We'll actually see in a second the account if this is accurate. Appointments booked. I would expect to book from the 50 leads about 20 appointments. So I put the appointment booking calendar on the thank you page of my lead form or my landing page. So try and book appointments that way. My cost per appointment, $50. I'll probably close. I close a pretty high percentage, to be honest with you guys, but I'm going to put 10 here. So 50% close rate, 20 appointments, close 10. My cost per close in this scenario here would be about $100. And this has been historically accurate for us, which is really, really good to close a $1,500 sale for $100. Mind you, this is revenue, right? But our total revenue from trials, if these numbers shake out, will be about $15,000. That's a 1,500% ROI at a revenue level from these ads. So let's talk a bit about revenue versus profit. So with lead generation, we try and usually price our leads at we double the cost of what we're acquiring them for. So if I'm getting a lead for 25, I want to be able to sell that for 50. That's usually about what the goal is. It's not always perfect, but let's say it's in the, anywhere from you're pricing them 50 to 100% of the acquisition cost. So if you're getting leads for 20, you want to be pricing those $30 to $40, 30 at the lowest, right? And over time, your lead costs can come down. There's all these different optimizations you can make. If you're running leads at the start and you're getting them for 20 and you're selling them for 35, there's a good chance over time you can get that lead cost down to $10 to $15, especially because you're going to have a brand new ad account without a trained pixel. You're going to have very green creatives. You haven't tested a lot of creatives yet. And so over time, this comes down. But the best part about all this is when we do these trial orders, we're getting our clients to pay upfront for this $1,500. They're paying us upfront. There's no setup costs or retainers with these clients, but we say to them, hey, it's pay as you go in batches of 30. We're not going to charge you to set any of this up. You're just paying for the leads. Excuse me. And there's ways to kind of if clients push back about paying upfront, you can do pay as you go type situations. But all in all, we don't want to risk any of our own money here. And that's going to allow us to, over time, just continually get clients through the door and test and test and test, get our lead costs down. Maybe we start charging more as we get more clients in, as we get feedback. But we just want this feedback loop to happen. We run ads, we get clients, we deliver orders, we get feedback, and we improve. That is the whole system, and that is what it is built on. And so again, if you're looking to make your first $500 profit, $1,000 profit, it just takes that feedback loop to continually happen for you to start making money. And everything is really built on this. How do we get clients on this side here? We get clients through email, text, and Facebook ads. And then how do we make money is we deliver the orders and we make a profit on the difference between the lead cost and the lead selling price, okay? Let's quickly look at, before I talk about how we're going to make profit in this column right here, let's take a look at some of our client acquisition ads. So this is with Money Saving Scout. This is a new brand that we're starting up here that we are going to be testing a bunch of different niches. And again, I don't recommend you go into 6 different niches, but I wanted to kind of start this up and show you guys how you can be successful with some pretty simple action items in lead generation, how you can make that first $1,000 per month or $10,000 per month. Okay, so we've got Money Saving Scout here. We're going to be running ads through this. We're just in the client acquisition phase right now. This is February 10th as I'm filming this video. And as you can see here, we've got our different campaigns set up. We've got 11 leads for $4 in life insurance. We've got 3 for $32 in roofing. Ignore this one. I accidentally put the wrong landing page on here, so this lead cost is significantly better. It's probably more like $30 or $40. This was direct booking, so this is rate to a booking page. So I was getting bookings for about $40 to $50. I turned it off for now because I was seeing success with the lead forms. But this lead form, again, if you guys want more, I'm going to explain this a lot more in the bootcamp. I don't have time to go through every single thing here today, but you can see more of that. Also in the free school as well, we're going to be sharing a lot of this stuff. But if you really want to see the kind of nitty gritty, it is going to be in the bootcamp. So $4 leads here. Roofers are 32 right now, so I got to optimize that a little bit. My targeting was pretty off. Let's see if it's been better lately. Yeah, $22 for roofing. So this is the last couple days. Let's go last 7 days. Oh, roofing looks terrible. I think my targeting was really off on roofing. And this is a good point for you guys. As I started out, my roofing leads were $91, as you just saw there. And I had to tweak things. I had to change the targeting because I think I was targeting roofing interests, and that didn't work. And now I've gone more broad, and $22 for a roofing lead. I believe one of these has booked in now. So we're paying about $60 per booking there. But let me pause quick, and I'll pull up my Calendly and see how many bookings we actually have here. All right, so far across the board here, I have 8 bookings, and my VA is also following up with all these leads, so I expect more bookings to happen. That's about $68 per sales call. I've only had one of them so far, and it's a maybe, so we'll see there. But again, I pretty much threw these up. I'm using ugly ads, which I won't dive into in this video, like I said, but I threw these up. I'm in multiple different niches, which again, I don't recommend for you guys starting out. But I'm essentially going to be able to have a sales call for $68, and I expect to close at least 50% of those. So if I'm paying $130 per close, I'm pretty freaking happy with that, especially if I can sell a trial order for about $1,500. And again, it depends, on the cost per lead. In insurance, you're selling leads from $20 to $30. Mortgage is like $50 to $60. Maybe 40 to 60. Roofing is going to be like $80 to $120. So obviously this trial order amount is going to change. And if you guys want this sheet, I can share it with you. You could probably make it yourself if you really wanted to. It's not that complicated, but you could join the Skool and DM me. I want the lead sales tracking sheet. I'd be happy to share it with you guys. But essentially, again, if I'm averaging $68 per book meeting, again, that is across the board. I think insurance is significantly cheaper on there. So this is reflective of the lead cost. There's kind of a demand supply situation here that's making the costs kind of differ. If I'm going to get a trial order for $1,500, I'm very happy. And so again, let's say I get that $1,500 order. That would be let's say 30 leads. So I get the client to commit to 1 lead a day. Even if they want to do pay as you go, you can have 1 lead per day, go through their go high level, and then charge their credit card on a daily basis to make them kind of feel a little bit more secure with trying things out. I've had clients try out 20 leads with me, and they've become clients that buy 500 leads per week. So a lot of people have been burned. You kind of have to be ready to negotiate a little bit. This isn't like 6 or 7 years ago where I was getting paid up front extremely easily on every single order, although we still do get paid up front. That's still something that we do. I've just heard feedback from bootcamp that some of you guys have struggled with that a little bit. So you can always offer pay as you go. Just don't fall for back end deals. Everyone's the best salesman ever, and they're going to do this awesome back end deal with you, and they're going to pay you if they close. It just does not work. It literally never worked, guys. It does not work. It only works if you really know the person. I've had it work for me once, and I knew the person. They lived in my area. It was a relationship that made sense. But when you're starting out with someone brand new and sending them leads for free, and then they're closing you on the back end, probably not going to happen. So another thing you can do here to close clients, by the way, guys, is run some test ads. Run $100. If you're in life insurance, run $100 worth of ads, get some leads, call them yourself, and then tell them that you're going to connect them with your trusted partner. Then you can give that lead to your first client. That's the only time I'd give a free lead away, is kind of warming up the lead yourself, and then giving them the best possible lead, and that's the trial lead. And your leads won't be as good as that lead, but it's a good way to kind of get your foot in the door, is give away one actual warmed up lead. You never want to give away 10 free leads and then run them in a brand new account, because they're probably going to be garbage and the client's just not going to work with you, and it's just going to be a waste of money. So it's better to actually give 1 really good free lead away than 10 free leads away. Hopefully that makes sense. I know I'm kind of jumping around a lot this video. Hopefully you're tracking with me. Oops. If you have any questions, obviously reach out. So again, let's say we get our first client in, 30 leads per month, 1 per day. Let's say this is in life insurance, final expense. Okay. I ran a campaign. I'm going to show you. This is where's that other one? I mean, FEX campaigns, you can probably get leads for you're going to get leads for $5 to $10 if you're doing it right. So I've got 8 leads for $7 in this little campaign I tried out. I've got 33 leads for $5 here. I think this is term insurance. Basically, in this life insurance account, I'm selling these leads anywhere from $30 to $45. You can obviously see some of them are over 40, and I killed those campaigns, and I tested some other stuff here, guys. So, but again, for this example, let's say we're doing final expense. I can get leads for $8. You can probably sell them for 20 to 25. Okay, so again, there's not as much margin in final expense, but you could see I can make my first $360 profit with final expense. And then, hey, let's go go through this whole process here where I, get clients, I get feedback, I onboard more people, and I sell them more leads. By the way, if we're making $360 profit, we'd minus the $100 trial order cost here, and we'd be at $260 profit overall. And that's if the client only orders one order. If they order another order, obviously we're making $360 per order. Okay. Let's say I get 5 final expense agents on board. Okay. With these numbers, I'm making $1,800 in profit. And again, guys, obviously these vary. Obviously there's a lot of things going on here. Oh, went up to $12. I made $1,200. Hey, I had a bad month. I made $150. I broke even. As long as we can keep breaking even, we're going to be fine. And a lot of people ask, what if I'm not able to produce the leads at the cost I quoted? For sure, that happens. It very, 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 literally less than 1% of the time happens to me on orders. I think I've refunded somebody once because I couldn't get the leads at the cost I was looking for. But when you're running campaigns, if you get paid $1,500 for an order, you're not just going to blow through the $1,500 and be like, uh-oh, I lost money. You're going to spend a little bit. You're going to test. And if you're really just struggling, you spent $200 or $300 and the lead cost, you charge $20, but it's coming in at $40, you refund them for the rest if you really, really had to. You're not going to lose like $5,000, $10,000 doing lead generation. This is something you can bootstrap, which is why I think it's one of the best side hustles that you can do. But most of the time, again, I prefer to spend like $100, maybe $200 of my own money in an account and just get a sense of what my lead cost is. So for example, I ran this final expense ad here. Where is it? This Texas one, I ran a quick little test. I got 8 leads for $7.55. This is telling me, and this is why you should do this, okay, confidently, I can get leads for $7.50. This is Canadian, by the way, so it's like $5 US. So if you're in the US and watching this, which most of you are, $5 US, right? Even if I'm gonna sell those for like $12 or $10, it's like, okay, I've got some leads under my belt. I feel a little bit of confidence here. You can kind of confidently go into selling those leads. If you're in roofing, there's a little bit more risk just because your lead cost is going to be closer to 50. Maybe you can sell those for 100, but you have one client, you can make $1,500 off one client. So there's more potential here. We tend to be in niches like this. Our first ever niche was in the legal space. We were selling leads. This was about what we were looking at, but we had a couple clients, I guess depending on the month, kind of like main clients, 3 clients, and we were selling, I guess on average per client, we were selling like 3,000 leads per month. Wasn't quite this good. Yeah, I guess we were around 3,000 leads. I guess our margins weren't quite that good because we were making $165K a month. I guess there's other costs involved there too. But there was months where we were hitting $100,000, and you can see here this would never be possible with a retainer. This is only possible with lead gen because you can actually infinitely scale. You're essentially selling a product. You're selling leads, single leads to people, selling thousands of them, right? So with roofing again, when you're starting out, things might be sketchier. You might have your first client buying, maybe you freaking sold them 10 leads. You went back and forth on the call, 10 lead order. You're going to try and make it work. Worst case, they fire you. Worst case, they freaking fire you. But you have an ad account that's been running. You've got a pixel that's slowly seasoning. You're going to rinse and repeat this process. Worst case, you get fired. Worst case, the client doesn't want to buy any more leads. Boo-hoo, who cares? Right, guys? Worst case. But even if your first order went like this, even if this is your first order, you have learned how to close a client, you've learned how to run leads in an account, and you broke even, that's totally fine. I try and break even on my first few orders. I just do my best to break even. I try and learn as much as I can. Maybe you can convince the client to do another order and you can get this down to $80. Hey, you made a couple hundred, you made $200, $60. Okay. Hey, look, I got a second client. Okay. Do you guys see how this can compound over time? Hey, look, this guy wants to order some more leads. Okay. This is just math. This is the simple equation that our agency is built off of here. This is not retainers. Oh, I got $1,000 a month retainer and I got to get 10 of them and manage 10 clients and they can demand anything from me and I made 10K. And yet I still have also other costs that I'm running on the side. Like this retainer model just kind of sucks, honestly. Unless you're working for like Coca-Cola and they're paying you $100K to do literally nothing, like the big corporate marketing agencies, okay? But guys, this is the calculation that you need to know. If you're generating leads for yourself, here's the other calculation, right? So out of 100 leads, My lead cost is 50. I close 7% of them. I get $5,000 out of a customer. Okay, you can do the math here. If you want to generate leads for yourself, we also teach you how to do that too. Okay, guys. So it's all a numbers game. This is all math. You guys don't need to be scared. You go into this and you can have confidence around, again, that this is just an equation. You don't have to be emotional with these clients. If they don't buy more leads off you, it's fine. It's really nice to get fired sometimes. I've sold tons of people leads that never bought leads again. I've sold the same leads. I sell them exclusively, so I sell one lead to one person. But I've sold one client, round robin, one client, the next client. One client says these are the best leads ever. One client says these suck. Never talk to me again. And I say, okay, maybe you just suck at sales. Huh? How about that? Or because the other client loves them and they buy 1,000 leads a month. Okay? So don't be scared. Just do it, man. Nike. What's that? Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. Just do it, guys. Just try it. Try with one client. You can try if you have no money, if you don't have a dime to your name, just send manual emails or text people, scrape Google My Business listings and text them. Not a lawyer. We think that's okay. The reason we're doing this with a VA is because texting people is kind of sketchy, but the FCC 101 consent rule has been pushed back. If they've listed their business on Google My Business, we are having a VA text them. We're making sure they're not on a do not call list. We're making sure that they are cell phones and not landlines. Obviously, you don't want to mess up your phone and get, your phone number banned. So not legal advice for what it's worth. But if you have no money, again, cold email, text, do it manually. Get your first client. Test. I know maybe you won't have any money to test. When I first started, I did not test with my own money because I had no money. The first client paid me like $1,000 or something up front, and I tested with that, and I was crapping my pants because I think my first ever order was like $50. It might have legitimately been 10 leads, and my lead cost, it started at like 60. I'm like, oh no, my first couple leads, 3 leads, $60. I'm just losing my mind, right? But hey, guess what? Average comes down over time. First order, hey, look, I made whatever, $50. I can't remember what it was, guys, right? And boom, you get a reorder. Hey, you know what? I'll try 20 leads this time. Hey, look, I got my lead cost down to 37. It's just over time, you have to just chip away at this. And as you chip away, you get 3 clients buying a lead per day and you're making $25 a lead. That's a pretty sweet side hustle, guys. And the best part is, like I said, going from 3 clients to 10 clients is way easier than going from 0 to 1. So anyways, guys,